To add to all of the wondrous activities that Novi has to offer students and parents, there are also many miles of beautiful scenery waiting to be admired. Novi's chilly winters, along with its warm summers, aid to the beautiful plants and agriculture. Whether it is just a walk down the street or a stroll by a nearby backyard pond, it is nearly impossible not to have your spirit lifted when looking through everything Novi has to offer. But unfortunately, Novi is also home to some sites that aren't as amazing. Novi's Town Center Shopping Plaza is the most apparent evidence of the effect the economy has had on Novi. It is horrible to see that the center is home to more empty windows, building for lease, and dismembered store signs than open businesses. This has created a wide-open space with little appeal to it. For those few stores that are able to stay out of the recession, little is attracting customers with all of the continuous open space and depressing tones. Novi inevitably has two options to deal with this: to keep the horrific sights up until the economy is better, which could be a long-lasting risk, or to inherit another major chain store, possibly attracting more potential customers, but at the same time could take customers away from the stores that have still, to this day, been standing strong. The stores of Novi are not the only ones being affected by the economy. Many of Novi's residents are being forced into situations that they are not familiar with. Novi is full of houses for sale, as well as people who are in need of jobs. Many of the residents are looking towards garage sales and the sales of other personal possessions to get extra money in the tough times. With everything badly that has been going around the city, Novi residents are still able to stay strong, though, knowing that there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. Novi is far from crumbling under the weight of its own pressure, and these times have tested the city and let us realize what we can really do, how we can help one another, and definitely work together to get through these times. A different thought can go through the head of the average Novi resident when looking at a flower bed or even a cleaned-out store. And that is how a mixture of charity organizations, fundraising items, and beautiful sights can really help us through these times.
Okay, well, the recent budget cuts that the school district has been making makes it very difficult because I'm really uncertain as to what courses I will be teaching next year, or when and where I'll be teaching, or what I'll be teaching. So it makes it very difficult to plan for the future, as well as being very stressful right now. I'm able to get a job in another sector because I came from the IT industry, so I'm not worried about not having employment, but I prefer to go on as a teacher because I really love teaching and I feel like that's my life's work. So I'd be very sorry to lose this teaching job, helping kids to learn how to get ready for their post-high school careers. It's really wonderful here at Sabin-Schellenberg. I feel like the kids are they learn a lot because it's hands-on learning. And so it's difficult. It's very difficult to get ready.
Well, it's definitely affected this school as a whole in a negative way. I mean, when you have huge budget cuts that are happening and your friends and colleagues are losing their jobs, it's a horrible feeling. It's got the morale of the school down really low. It's pitting teachers against each other because some programs are getting hit harder than others. And instead of teachers like coming together in a crucial time like now, it's kind of turning us against each other. So the time when we should come together, we're turning against each other, and it's a horrible, horrible thing. So it's unfortunate because ultimately the kids end up suffering in the end because, I mean, this is a great opportunity for student success and for student learning outcomes, and they're cutting it and cutting it and cutting it. And ultimately for the students such as yourselves, it couldn't get any worse, in my opinion. I wish I had better news, but it's yourselves.
I started working with this program and developing this program over the last 4 years. When I started here, there was some classes that were basically visual design in regards to fashion design. And so I've developed several levels and a program that articulated into college programs so that the students could be very successful with their work. As a teacher, I came in with an art certification partly because I knew that the economy would affect how successful and how long range these programs could be, but I really wanted to see this program succeed because what these kinds of programs do, career and technical education, is the application of what we want students to know when they go out into the real world. It's about a process, it's about making and contributing, and so that's what this program does. The dilemma here is that it does follow the economy, and so it means that there's these fluctuations, and I understand that. I understand having to adapt to that, but it's the students then that are at a disadvantage as programs change, and what should be made available to all students comes and goes. Things have to be dismantled, and then try to look forward to making those things happen again. So yes, it does affect me personally, because then something that I've worked for and set a goal for and tried to develop then collapses on itself, and then I'm potentially next year teaching in 3 different types of departments, 3 different types of classrooms, and it could be actually 5 or 6 different types of classes that I have to develop curriculum for in a very short period of time. So yes, I may have a job. It's not positive. Might have a job, but if I do have a job, it will be something that's going to be very difficult to do to produce a high quality classroom environment for students, especially when there's going to be 30+ students in each of those classes.
Thank you.
Yeah.